Get ready for the Squawking Eagles podcast, the show that covers only the Philadelphia Eagles.
Hey, Birds fans, and welcome back to the Squawking Eagles podcast. And yes, this is a podcast. We can finally talk about Dallas making it to the NFC Championship. And I mean Dallas Goddard. Dallas Goddard finally made it. The first Dallas to make it to the 21st century of the NFC Championship. I'm Mike, and I'm joined by Miguel and Mark. How's it going, boys?
Happy to be here.
I'm happy to be here as well, but like the Giants, like John Cena said, you can't see me.
Can't see me. I thought I'd tell you. They'll throw a little curveball to you with Dallas making it the NFC Championship game there. But yeah,
I knew it was coming.
Good setup. You got me. I was like, wait, what?
Wait, what? Yeah. So Eagles, 49ers. The Giants came into the link and just kind of wandered around. Didn't really know what they were doing. 38-7. And then
I lost some money on that game.
Did you?
Uh-huh.
What'd you lose? How much did you lose there, buddy?
I only bet $10, so not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
At least you didn't forget your decimal point.
I played a parlay. All right. Now, I made two mistakes in the parlay. My initial bet was Dallas Goddard and Boston Scott anytime scorers. The Eagles money line, or the Eagles win by 8. And Dallas Goddard first touchdown score of the game. I felt a little uneasy, so I changed it.
Oh.
I gave A.J. Brown anytime score. Did not choose a first touchdown of the game. And I thought, all right, let's add some money to this. Expected Saquon's probably going to score. Put Saquon on there.
Yeah.
If I just left it as was,
you would have.
It was originally like a $1,200 bet off $10.
Yeah.
And I dropped it down to $280 and then threw it away because both A.J. Brown barely played and Saquon couldn't find the end zone because we did our job.
Right. And then
but I'll take the win.
There's video with AJ not so happy about his play time and what his production was on Saturday.
And yet he was saying that that's not true.
Yeah,
he feels he is very much a team player.
Yeah, he looked frustrated.
He was a ankle injury or something like that, right? They held him out.
Yeah, he rolled his ankle twice that game. So I would think it was an ankle injury. But again, he wasn't on the injured list this week. Lane Johnson and Avonte Max were on the injured list this week. So
also, you gotta be telling me at this point, even if you're injured, unless it's a serious injury that everyone knows about, you're not on the injury report.
Yeah, no.
I bet you Pat Mahomes isn't on an injury report.
Yeah, Miguel, you just sent me something. He wasn't limping at all. He's just walking around normal.
That's some heavy drugs.
I was gonna wonder if he got the needle or he was faking that he was not in pain on the way back, and as soon as they closed the door, he was like, ah.
I had when I was younger and more athletic, I had a severe high ankle sprain. When I went to the doctor, they said no walking for 6 months, no hockey for 12. Okay,
12 months. 12 months.
12 months. I was out on the ice again. Now, granted, young dumb asshole that I am, didn't listen to that shit. I was back on hockey in 3 months' time, 4 months' time, maybe. But my ankle to this day is not okay. Like if I put my legs out straight and I let them rest, my left foot, like if you can kind of see how my hand is in comparison, literally sits at an angle because that tendon is just damaged.
Yeah, that happened to me.
Those first couple weeks were not. It wasn't like I rushed it back to those first couple weeks. It was walking boot and crutches.
Yeah, that happened to me. I rolled my ankle on a second base. It was like really bad sprain, but a couple months later, playing football, broke it.
Oh,
so it was not there.
I understand that. Yes, obviously, me and Pat Mahomes are much different in body type, in physique. He is in better shape than I have ever been. But what I am saying though is when I did do this to my ankle, I was in the best shape of my life playing juniors level hockey in Philadelphia. Like. It's not like I was just some fat slob like I am now. Like this is back when I was athletic and was healthy. Like
right.
Now, granted, yes, he's got better doctors and he's got better medicine. But there's some super medicine if you're walking fine with a high ankle sprain. That's just
Right. Well, like Nick Sirianni was talking about how,
Nah.
yes, Jalen Hurts is a much better healer. He's much better performance improving to be able to heal quicker than a normal person. So I'm sure Pat Mahomes can heal.
There is
quicker.
evidence that the healthier you are, the better you keep your body.
Sure.
Certain things will heal faster, which is why NFL players can tear an ACL and a year later play the game still.
Yeah.
Most of us tear an ACL, we're never running the same way again, let alone playing at an elite level.
Right.
You know?
This guy.
Well, look at Lane Johnson, pulled a groin muscle, needs surgery, but he's like, you know what? I'm going to go out there and let up no sacks against.
Good.
Yeah, no.
Good.
I mean, that guy's a beast. That guy is a beast. So yeah, we'll chat about the Giants Eagles game, and we will preview the 49ers game and what our thoughts and expectations for this Sunday 3:00 game is going to be.
Nail biter.
All right.
Nail biter. Why, you that bored?
Listen.
My guy, dude.
Oh,
Well, I think
boy.
the line has opened up.
We know which way Mark's leaning.
Uh-oh. Well, if Miguel, if you remember correctly, what my Super Bowl pick was 49ers.
I'll have to go back and
mine was 49ers Chargers. And yours were yours was Raiders and
Yikes.
Rams?
Yikes. Oh,
Yeah.
Miguel. Oh, Miguel. I believe you, but damn, I'm sorry. Mine was Eagles Chargers, which wasn't much better, but go Birds.
So I said Niners Chargers. So I don't know if I really since the Chargers are out, then it definitely can't be the Niners. So this game, the Giants game, the Giants came out and Brandon Graham really, if you've listened to his mic'd up on YouTube, like Brandon Graham is the best. His mic'd up during that game and his trash talking from the flip of the coin to the end of the game. He has just nothing like nonstop motor and like. He's the best. Like he is, honest to God, he's the best.
And Fletcher Cox right next to him, like he ain't gonna shut up. He's gonna be like this the whole game.
Right, the whole game. He's gonna be in your ear. He was all like, it's at the flip of the coin. He's like, I'm coming at you 9-7. I'm coming at you. Do 2-6. Where you going 2-6? You can't come back. Like everywhere on both sides of the ball. He was chatting him up, and so. He really and it showed. He got a sack. I think he only played 12 snaps, but he had like 3 tackles, a sack, maybe a forced fumble. I can't remember, but he was on fire that game. Hopefully he can bring that heat against the 49ers as well.
I'd like to make that point too. I saw that we didn't run our starting like interior D line much at all that game.
No.
Which is awesome. They got extra rest, and we still did that to them.
Yeah, it's amazing, right?
I felt like they just tried to run outside on us, and they just couldn't get out there.
Our boys were good at contain.
Yeah, they couldn't get out.
I saw the one play. You guys see the play where Saquon tried to go through Jordan Davis?
Yeah.
Not through me, guys.
Into a brick wall.
Yeah. Speaking of Jordan Davis, during the the victory speeches, he was standing behind Jalen Hurts. He is a massive man. He is huge.
He is huge, brother.
He is huge. Boy, I'm glad he's on our side.
Right.
Yeah.
So during this game, I'm sure if you've not listened to the post-game, in-game reactions, we were pretty excited.
I gave you some.
Yeah, we gave you some there. And, they ran the ball. Eagles ran the ball right through that Giants line, right? Right, Mark? Right? And
you
so
run the ball, you run the game, you run the league.
Right. And we have a new Giant killer, Miguel's favorite, Kenny Gainwell.
Yeah.
I call him the Giant Slayer. He's the Giant Slayer. We got the Giant Killer. They can't share the same name because Boston Scott.
He's
got his touchdown.
He's the Dwight of the Boston Scott. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie though, this felt to me on a sadder note. This it confirmed for me that this is the farewell tour for Miles Sanders in Philly.
Yeah, I was totally thinking about that too. I was really thinking about
he had such a good game too. He played very well. It's just I don't see
I
it.
don't see it. I don't see it.
No, I'm really, if they could keep Boston Scott and they have Gainwell and they go get another back in the draft, I'm pretty, again, that's another podcast we're going to talk about, but I'm pretty confident with that. So they ran the ball, no mistakes. They kept Daniel Jones and Barkley locked up. Like those guys did not run. They didn't get anywhere. It was played perfectly. I think the Giants going for it, fourth and down, and not making it, and giving the Eagles a short field to go up 14-0 might have been that was the game right there,
I
because
think they already knew at that point.
yeah,
we
that
all
was
knew
it.
I think everybody in there and that was an Eagles fan knew it. As soon as we scored that second touchdown,
Yeah,
it was over.
The
That was
Giants fans knew it. The Giants knew it. You look at their faces. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're that dejected in the first quarter, that game's not going to go well for you. Like, as much as I blame the Chargers' loss on the Chargers' coaching, the Jaguars, as defeated as they were, their players still had like an eye. If you watch back to some of the clips, like they're like, yeah, some of them were upset, but like they're not like dejected. They're upset. They're pissed.
Yeah.
There's a difference. If you're down 20 points, like be pissed off. Don't be like, like that's a losing mentality, my guy.
Yeah, the Eagles brought it. The Eagles, the Giants did not look like the same team that they played against the Vikings, and I didn't think they would show up the way they showed up. I thought it was going to be a bit of a fight, but to go into halftime 28-0, that was coast time.
I really thought it was going to be a closer game as well.
Yeah,
I was so shocked that they just gave up. Their coach even gave up. Like,
yeah, they had no answer. They didn't have an answer to anything.
On a side note, though, I will say they did much better this season than I had anticipated. Than anyone anticipated, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think at the beginning of the season, I was confused because I looked at the Eagles and I was like, I feel like they're going to do well, even though I don't think they should. They're doing great. Thank you, Birds. But I was like, all right, Commanders are going to suck. Giants are going to suck. Dallas is going to go a little above 800 and be a problem. That's about it. The Commanders went, 800, right? A little,
yeah.
was it,
a little bit, right a little above, yeah, a little bit
above. Yeah, all right, yeah. The Giants make the playoffs after the season they had last year. That's insane.
Right, they had 4 wins last year.
The Cowboys made the playoffs. That's like the second time it's happened in 30 years. Like, oh my God, they should be celebrating just for that. And then the Birds could be number 1. I'm like, the hell? So I will say, I think Brian Dable's doing great there. Yeah. That game definitely was not a good thing for them. But I would expect that Daniel Jones and whoever they get around him is going to have a pretty successful future in the next 2 to 3 years. And I think the rivalry between us and the Giants is going to get hot.
I think that it's going to be tough for the Giants because they're tied for the salary cap. They got. So yeah, we shut down Saquon. We shut down Daniel Jones. The Giants wide receivers, I don't think were even on the field.
They had wide receivers.
Yeah, apparently. I thought maybe Kenny Galloway is gonna, or Galladay is gonna.
Oh, you mean Bradbury? Bradbury.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Bradbury. He great to see an interception by him. There's talks. I saw something on Instagram. They were asking the question: sign Miles Sanders or sign James Bradbury? There's a question for you. I say sign Bradbury.
Sign Bradbury.
Yeah.
Sign Bradbury, but don't use a high draft pick to get a running back either.
Oh, guys,
it's got to be. It's got to be a 4th or lower on the running back.
He never drafts running back, so even if it was a god tier running back, he wouldn't do it.
He took LaShawn McCoy.
Honestly,
yeah.
I don't know if we sign either of them.
Oh, wow, that's bold.
Well, as much as Bradbury's been phenomenal for us, and Sanders, I love you, Sanders. We don't that running backs. That rotation's gonna happen. We don't want Zeke here. No offense to Sanders, but like I don't want that like you hit that age. It happens fast. I'm sorry. Like Bradbury has been great, but I think Maddox healthy can be a number 2.
Yeah.
I think we draft Joey Porter Jr.
Right. Well, I'm going to put out another mock draft, see if we can
Just
pick him up in there. But
like,
he's
I'm
right
just
now. He
saying
didn't
that-
go in that last one.
But I'm saying you pull a corner like that, and you've got Maddox and Slay, and you've got CJ, GJ, and Epps and Blankenship in the back. Like, we got our stud lineup for linebacker right now.
Yeah.
I don't think we need Bradbury.
A lot of these guys are on 1-year contracts, like
No,
White,
who?
Kazir White, Kazim White.
I'm not talking about. All right, we have.
You got CJ GJ. He's on the 1-year contract.
We're re-signing him. There's no question about that.
You got
If we
Bradbury.
don't, I'm back on the.
You got to
the
sign
Aaron Rodgers.
Hurts. You got to
Yep.
sign Hurts.
We do, but we can manage that. But I'm saying of the 1 years, like Kaiser White's not coming back. As much as I love him, I don't think we're going to keep him. All right, we got Nakobe Dean waiting in the wings. Edwards have a phenomenal season. Hassan Reddick is a monster as long as you use him right.
Beast should be
So-
defensive player of the year. Just
Should
saying.
be.
Hey, him or CJ GJ both should have at least been in the vote.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Speaking of that, let's go coach of the year. How did Nick Sirianni not get
not even
considered for coach of the year?
He was on the bottom of the coach of the year. He's not a final 3, but he was on the list.
I mean,
not
every coach
final
is technically
3.
on the list.
Right.
That's something like comeback player of the year. I don't think Brandon Graham is even on that list.
No, but I think but Dak Prescott, he's on the list for the Walter Campbell player of the year.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't understand that. But we were also talking about that that Saquon is a free agent this year, and the Giants are going to be strapped. That's what we were talking about earlier.
If I can touch on baseball real quick on Dak, though, it is that award's kind of more on like their charitable things, and he has been giving the ball away a lot this year.
Man,
So
did he?
I could see Dak earning a charitable award.
A charitable award.
That's great.
He's
That's
he was. I'm not sure he knew what he was doing against the 49ers. He was just.
No, he did. He got Diamador Lenore a nice pick. Hey, Oregon Ducks represent. And then, he was like, hey, Fred Warner, you're a legend. Here's a ball for you.
Yeah.
He knew what he was doing. He knows who to give the ball to.
Yeah. So
The other team.
Let's preview this 49ers Eagles game. Number 1 defense, number 1 offense, ranked number 1, number 2 coming into the
Should we talk
playoffs.
this game first, or should we talk the other game first? I mean, we might as well talk both games. Only 2 games left, right?
Yeah.
We need 2.
Hey,
Oh,
can I
you
say
want to
something?
talk? You want to talk about Bengals Bills?
He's like, what do you mean the Bengals? You mean their win? What game?
Just to close out on the Giants, because I have a lot
Sure.
of family members that are Giants fans, and
Okay.
Giants fans were very confident coming into this game.
Oh, they were super excited.
And I kind of laughed at them, and I don't feel bad about it because Giants have spent so many years being the more dominant team in our division, and they've had the opportunity to gloat over me. So they had an opportunity to play in the playoff game. That's great. You can see that the Eagles are way up here.
Yeah.
And the Giants are way down here. A couple receivers. Daniel Jones, I don't think is the quarterback that needs to stay in New York, but we'll see what happens there. But Giants fans, be proud of the season. You have a great coach. You just don't have the full team to keep up with us. And
yeah, it's true. It's true.
Cool.
They do have a good team, but they are going to be strapped. Are they going to give Saquon Barkley $16 million?
20.
I don't 20. And if they do, that they're going to be like the Cowboys. They're going to be strapped and be done. Who knows? I'm interested to talk about that.
he's already talking on New York radio like he's gone, like he's not even there. He did something on his Instagram where he was saying like a goodbye to Giants Nation.
Really? So yeah, he knows that he's not going to get the money from the Giants because they just don't have it.
No, but the Rams might. They seem to like to do that.
Yes.
No, other game I was talking about was Cincinnati, Kansas City. Figured like, hey, that's the only other game this week.
Yeah.
Get a little predictions out for that too. It's only one last game.
Sure.
Right?
Let's do it. Yeah. So let's preview our 49ers Eagles game. Like I said, number 1 defense, number 1 offense. They have the 49ers have Brock Purdy, who's on a 7-game win streak. Mr. Irrelevant. He's got everything to play for. He's got a lot to play for. He's playing for a position to be either starter next year. Trey Lance is going to have to him and they're going to have to battle it out. Who knows? Uh, the 49ers, they're a good team. They have a really, they've Nick Bosa on the defensive line. They got Fred Warner. They've got a solid defense. And, the Eagles and the 49ers played last year to a score of, 17-11? Now, basically, it's the same 49ers team, except for, Brock Purdy. But the Eagles are a much different team than last year, I would have to say. So, I think the Eagles have a much better advantage over the 49ers. And if you go back and look at the games that the 49ers have played, two against the Falcons, they got to play. They had to play the Saints. They had to play the Rams twice, and the Seahawks. They really weren't. I don't think they were challenged enough as much. You could always say easy schedule, right? Easy schedule. It didn't look. They lost to the Bears. They lost to the Broncos. If they almost lost to the Raiders. The Raiders with a backup quarterback because Derek Carr called it quits. If the Eagles can put any kind of game together like the Raiders did, I don't see the 49ers being able to pass their way out of that game, because if you put the ball in Brock Purdy's hands, he's not gonna beat you. What do you guys think, Miguel? You want to go first?
Sure.
Since Mark is enjoying dinner.
Yeah. He's a floating head chewing back there. It's pretty funny. He floats into the green screen. Anyway, Mike, you made an excellent point. Their defense is what kind of worries me. Brock Purdy doesn't really necessarily worries me. Getting the ball into Deebo Samuel's hands and McCaffrey's hands, kind of, because they're playmakers, they kind of worry me. But I think we have the people in position to make the play to contain those players. It's our offense that I'm against their defense is what I'm worried about, because we got Bosa on one side with going against an injured Lane Johnson. That's if they keep him on that side. They might push him to the other side. Yeah, all over the field. They have great defensive players, and they did this last year. They've been to this game. They have that bitter taste. They're gonna come, with a heart full of passion to get this game in their back pocket. So, this is Jalen's time to shine. Everything's on him. Everything that every criticism that they said about Jalen, from Oklahoma to Alabama, vice versa, whatever it was, to now, how he wasn't a first round draft pick, and everything that comes along with it, how he was doubted last season, coming in the beginning of this season, and now here you are at the doorstep of the Super Bowl. What are you going to do? Are you that clutch player? Are you going to bring us through it? To be continued. Let's see what happens on Sunday.
Mark, what do you say, bud?
I don't think the NFL is quite understanding of what they do to our city every year, along with every other sport. It doesn't matter how the season goes. That's Philly. They're an easy schedule, or they're just not a good team this year. It's a city. The city mentality is to just keep going. And this team this year, we got a lot going on in Philly right now. The rest of the world might not remember, but we here remember losing 2 championships on one day, being the first city in the world to do that. We're hearing that our undefeated record for so many weeks was just bullshit because of a weak schedule. We listen to the fact that we're the most overrated number 1 seed in recent NFL history. We listen to the fact that we're going to lose the divisional round and that we're going to lose the NFC Championship and we're not Super Bowl contenders, and that up until the final weeks, the Dallas Cowboys still had the best odds, even though they never beat us. And that was an actual full team. They're not good. They weren't even the best in their own division, but they're better than us, and Kansas City's better than us. And no, we don't care. We took it all and we put it to work. What we did to the Giants is a preview. Brock Purdy, I'm sorry, bud. Purdy downhill from here, my guy. You know, you're gonna throw picks. You're gonna throw at least one. I'm feeling 2 or 3 this week. Like you're about to get feasted on. You know, like everyone knows how good Micah Parsons is, and everyone knows how good the them boys are defensively. And yet, did the Cowboys have 4 players with 10 sacks or more this year?
No.
No. Did San Fran did though, right? San Fran had 4. No, shit.
No.
Oh, that's right. The Eagles did. And I'll tell you what, if we're gonna go position by position, I'm gonna give us quarterback.
Yes.
I'm gonna give us O-line.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give us receivers. I'll give them running back. No disrespect to Miles. Christian McCaffrey is a next level running back. Okay, you can have that.
Mm-hmm.
D-line, I'm sorry. We had 4 guys with 10 sacks or more. We have the better D-line. Linebackers, yeah, don't get me wrong. Fred Warner, all-time great, but he is not the whole linebacking. Our linebacking core this year is better than it has ever been in my life. The Eagles have notoriously had some bad linebacking cores. This is a phenomenal linebacking core. I know you've got some good guys over there. Don't get me wrong. I mean, obviously they're number 1 defense. They're good. I don't think that they're going to make all the right decisions. I expect Fred Warner to make a lot of good decisions. He's always been there.
Yeah.
You know, he's always been a star, and he's going to be. He's a respectful running. You see him at linebacker, and you're like, all right, he's got this. I got to respect him. And there's some players that have that. Cornerback wise, I was just mentioning earlier, Diamador Lenore getting his first pick. Now, I love Diamador Lenore. He was a phenomenal player at Oregon. However, he is young. Okay? I'm not saying he can't make good plays. And I know there's other cornerbacks on that team that are making some plays. But we got Darius Big Play Slay. We got Bradbury. Now, I don't know if Maddox, I didn't read any of the reports. I don't know if he'll be back or not. I wish he could be.
Possible.
But he could be back for that Super Bowl game.
Yes.
But we got CJ GJ, and you know I love it. I love the expressions. That man vibes Philly. You know he's just like he's that energy. He's like the plays he almost had a pick. You saw him just smiling. He's like, oh, that should have been mine.
Yeah.
He's craving interception. He needs it. Okay, that man, he's off fire. This whole team is ready. I think you're going to see this game start, and it's going to really shock people. I think first quarter might be a 10-7. It's be something tight. It's a bit of a dogfight. And then I think we're going to score. And then we're going to score. And you're going to see the faces of the Giants on these Niners. It's just like, what did we get ourselves into? They're not ready. I'll tell you what, I'm looking ahead already. I think there's only one team left in the NFL. And I mean, like, if anyone could choose to play us, I think only one team could choose to play us, and it would be a good game. And I think that's a Super Bowl chance.
Yeah.
So I don't think San Fran knows. I know they're excited. They think they think they're good. And they've had a good time. You had a pretty good run. And it's pretty over. Okay. And you know what's going to happen next year? Right now, saying it. It's going to go downhill this weekend. And next year in summer camp, they're going to have a quarterback duel between Purdy Boy, okay, and their savior from the beginning of the season, whose name is already out of my mind.
Trey Lance.
But it's not going to be, Trey Lance. And Garoppolo's down to, like, Tampa. Like, that's how that's going. So San Fran, start prepping your summer vacations because Sunday's your last day to work. Okay? You work Sunday, you go home, you have the rest of the year off. The birds are coming the birds are in town. You're coming to our town. And
what's Purdy's record? It's 7-0, right? But how many of those are at home?
It's 7-1 looking at this week.
How many of those are at home?
Probably quite a few.
Anybody know?
That's a good answer. That's a good question. Probably, at least, let's say 3 or 4 of them.
Right. So he hasn't played in a hostile environment.
Not like ours.
No. On the record, Deebo Samuel. Right. We talked earlier that Deebo Samuel said that, their stadium is louder than the Link. And so, do you think Brock Purdy is ready to play in a hostile environment that's not his stadium? What do you think? I don't think so.
Nah, I don't think so.
No, I think back in college, Jalen Hurts and Brock Purdy went up against each other when he was at Oklahoma. And
Right.
I think Purdy threw like 5 touchdowns, and Jalen only hit through 3. So that was like the last time that they went up against each other. He's a rookie quarterback. He's doing things right now with an offense that's pretty high octane anyway. Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, like those are some good names. Those are some high quality names, right? Right?
Yeah.
So
Those are blue chip players.
Who?
such a
What
Philly
is
guy.
this? Florida College?
Yeah.
Tim Tebow's a great quarterback too, guys.
It was. Let's ride, Colorado
Was he?
Broncos country.
He was a good college quarterback. Let's not get it twisted.
No, he was surrounded by
College.
talent, so
College.
it didn't matter. I'm
That
saying
co-
Brock Purdy is just the next thing. It's just like Cooper Rush, surrounded by talent. You can look good.
Yeah,
You can until you're up against a real challenge. You can look great.
yeah.
Everyone talks about good how Dallas's defense is. What happened to Dallas's corners? Your starting corner jumps the gun on everything, and your second was hurt. The Brock Purdy should have had an easy time. He's got great receivers against a wannabe and backup's backup.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
So
This isn't. We're not the same.
no, the 49ers I don't think have been challenged, and when they were challenged, they had a hard time coming out with a win. So it's going
I
to be
will
interesting.
say,
Game.
looking at Brock Purdy's stats
Yeah,
in his 4 away games, he's averaging about 3% more incompletions, which it's fine, it's on par, but 12 points less per game.
yeah. Yeah, he's going to
Yeah.
be in an environment now. The link is going to be rocking like that stadium. After hearing what Debo said, they're going to come just like the Atlanta Braves did. They said they opened their mouths and they said something about the Phillies, and the stadium is electric at the bank.
They're
So
already
the link,
they're already tailgating. What are you talking about?
They're
They're
already up
already
there.
They actually, in Philadelphia, they already are.
They already are. They already are.
Well, that
So-
was like, you see what they did this week? They had
What?
They had like a lacrosse game in the morning.
Oh yeah, and people
And so
bought
they're
tickets
like,
just to be
we
in the
don't
parking lot.
open. Yeah, we don't open until 4 o'clock. You won't be tailgating. We were tailgating for 12 hours.
Yeah, they bought
This is
tickets to
Philadelphia, my
the
guy.
lacrosse game and was tailgating in the parking lot there, and then moved over to the football game.
Right.
That's
Go Birds.
that's hardcore fans right there.
That's Philadelphia,
Loyalty.
my guy.
Loyalty.
And
Oh
now-
no. You know what loyalty is? I forgot to send you this picture, Mike, to post on the website, on the Instagram page. So my father's in vacation in Dominican Republic, and he thought he was going to be able to see the game out there. Unfortunately, the bar that he thought he was going to go to was not broadcasting the game.
Ah,
So he goes back to the house. I give him my my Peacock login. He's unable to sign in out there because it shows as a fraud, because he's signing out from outside of the country. So my sister sets up her cell phone to the laptop so he could watch the game, and we just FaceTimed him so he
That-
could watch the game.
now that's
with us
hardcore fans right
from
there.
Dominican Republic.
Hey,
That's
That's
loyalty.
dope.
That's loyalty right there. That's awesome. That is awesome. Oh
I
man,
gotta share that picture with you guys.
yeah, I want to see that. It's gonna be a fun game. It's gonna be fun to watch, and we can get into the predictions and everything, but I'm pretty confident about this. I mean 80% confident. Let me just say I'm at 80% confident because who knows? As long as the 49ers and Eagles, I think that if the Eagles win the turnover battle, they win the game. Simple as that. Win the turnover battle, win
Right.
the game. It's going to come down to turnovers.
Right.
Run the ball.
Here we
Won
go.
the game.
That's right. Run the ball, run the game. Run the
Yeah,
ball, run the game.
Listen, when we win this game, I'm just gonna speak it into existence. Fuck it.
Yeah.
There can be no more talk about easy schedule. Like, if you're not gonna say easy schedule for the Giants and how they got to the playoffs, you can't say it about us anymore. We
No.
put the Giants out, and if we put San Francisco out, what else can you say? Okay, now we gotta go prove ourselves in the Super Bowl. And those two teams out there, out in the AFC, they're mighty dangerous teams to go play in the Super Bowl against. And good old Andy Reid, I do not want to face Andy Reid because It's my coach. It's my coach. So it's a proven grounds for us this weekend. Shut up all the critics once and for all for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I agree. That's definitely going to be a shut-up game for a lot of things. You have something to say, Mark?
I'm just excited.
Yeah, excited. All right,
Mark, I gotta give you props, man. You have not wavered at all this whole season from any game. Whereas I have battled some games where I wasn't sure. You have planted your flag, my friend, and I salute you.
Oh man,
you are not scarred by Eagles seasons past.
Right.
I
He
am.
is. He is scarred. We all are
Trust me,
scarred.
I've been there. No, I just I said I at the beginning of the season, I went on to multiple different. I went on a site and just started. You do the record and it shows up. And the way I did it was I found one where you do it week by week and you don't see the rest of the records. You just keep going. And I kept ending with us at like 13, 14 wins, 12 wins. I'm like, I don't like this. If I predict the Eagles to have more than 10 wins, I don't have a good feeling about the season, especially after how our team's been. Yeah. I was very nervous. I honestly almost took Detroit the very first week.
Yeah,
I told people, you don't know what you're getting in Detroit. Detroit's got some really good players in that squad. Yeah. They are overlooked all season. I think they would have been a better match in the playoffs. Like they were hitting their stride. But we won. Now, in my life, we have had a really bad run against Arizona and against the Saints. I went over that like 100 times. Like Arizona is going to hurt us. We're going to lose that game. We're going to lose the Saints. But we just.
But you still didn't pick them. You didn't pick the Cardinals, though.
No, because after what we did to Detroit and after what we did to Minneapolis, and then seeing how those two teams were performing, I was like, I don't feel as bad. Like I feel like we can do this, and so I just kept going. You know what? Like let's get behind this train. Like it's moving. Yeah. I'm gonna move with it. We're gonna get this thing rolling. Even Green Bay, like in my head, I was like, it's Aaron Rodgers and this preseason, but I was like, yeah, but we don't lose to Aaron Rodgers. We like if you look at our record against him, if I'm not mistaken, we have that record.
Yeah.
It's like,
hey, like
it's weird.
Yeah, I became a Colts fan. Miguel became a Jags fan because of this season. We can't put anything on you. You've been Eagles all the way, and definitely going to be Eagles after this week. So let's get into our predictions. Let's get our prediction, Miguel.
Thank you, Miguel, by the way,
I'll let you. I'll let you go first, Miguel.
Oh boy, I really don't know how to call this game. The line is 2.5. It's a hard one to call. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a close game. I'm going to say it's gonna be 28-24 Birds.
28-24 Birds. That's a close game. That's closer than, they're really going to put up 28 points and then they're going to let up 24. Okay.
I mean, it's San Francisco. They're gonna get some plays off. They're gonna get some points on the board. They're not just gonna fall wayside like the Giants. They're way better than the Giants could ever be this season. I mean, the over under is 46.5. So yeah, that fits in right in there.
Okay, I like it. Hey, it's a win.
I'm smiling
I'm
over
glad
there.
it's a win. All right, Mark.
Mark, is there something to this trend? I called it close. You made a point last time. Last week you were correct in our prediction. I predicted a blowout, ended up being a blowout.
So you know what I'm gonna say? Jalen Hurts getting a touchdown this week, and I don't mean passing. He's gonna run one in. Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna run one.
Because I've learned through bets, you don't count the quarterback's passing touchdowns. The rushing touchdowns are what they go for their anytime scores. So we're putting down. I'm putting money down. I'm putting money out. Okay. Jalen Hurts is an anytime scorer. Okay.
Okay.
Kenneth Gainwell is an anytime scorer. Okay.
Kenny.
AJ Brown, anytime scorer. I'm putting that's some money on there. Okay. I'm saying 2 turnovers our way. Our turnover ratio is going to end +2. All right. Is that right? Yeah, +2.
+2.
Yeah,
+2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling 2 picks personally. Maybe a pick, and I could see. I honestly think Purdy's going to fumble it. So I'm wondering if my +2, and I'm predicting like in my head, I'm like, we're going to get those 3. So I think maybe we lose one. I don't know. Hopefully not. But that's where my brain's going. I'm going to say that Ayuk gets a touchdown. Okay. I don't know the rest there, but I'm putting in 42-17 Birds. We're going to smack the shit out of them.
42-17. That might have been Mark's biggest prediction yet.
So Jalen Hurts, I'm saying this right now. These 2 men here, okay, they are hungry dogs, okay? And Jalen's not hungry. Jalen's starving. Jalen is like the Joker, okay? In Dark Knight, he needs to chase after the car. He doesn't know what he would do if he ever got it. He is chasing after this Super Bowl. He has nothing else in his sight.
No,
they had that game post interview. How are you going to celebrate? I'm focusing next week. Like he's like, we'll be happy tonight, but I'm back at it tomorrow. Like this is just another game. And I understand that mentality. Where, it's just another game. It's always a mentality. I'm like, no, but for this team, for this particular player, and probably both of them, that's literally how they're living this moment. Jalen Hurts doesn't give a shit about this past game. He doesn't give a shit about this upcoming game. He just knows he has to win it. And he wants to go out there. He wants to win it with a notion. He wants everyone to look at him and go, all right, we underestimated you and we're sorry. I'm part of that crowd. Jalen Hurts, I've already said it before. I'm sorry. Okay. I didn't believe in you the way I should have. I was already looking forward to the draft saying, what are we going to do? How are we going to make a dumb mistake drafting somebody? I don't feel the same. I mean, he might still do that, but hopefully not like a replacement for you, my guy. He might just make a different dumb decision. Jalen Hurts, you've been phenomenal. Okay. You still have what's crazy is that you have potential growth still. I see mistakes and I'm like, not even critical. Just that means you have growth. You have even a brighter future ahead. I'm very proud to call you our Eagles quarterback. But if that man in the camera doesn't entice you that we are going to win with a fervor, then you're not an Eagles fan, my guy.
Yeah. How can I follow that? How can I follow that now after all that? Wow.
Thank you for making me go first.
You're welcome. Okay, so the Eagles are number 1 for a reason. They beat the teams who were in front of them. They put up the yards. They put up, what?
What team was in front of us ever this whole season?
Nobody. No team was in front of them. They were in front.
That's right. That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
Kansas City Chiefs. So I am, I'm very confident. Like I said, I'm 80% confident that this team can beat the 49ers because they're a better team than they were last year when they faced them. They played the 49ers last year. It was a 17-11 game. Not a great, high scoring game. Again, Jalen Hurts has improved immensely. At the beginning of the year on our podcast, Miguel, you and I talking about what he needs to do. Up his completions, no interceptions. Right. He did that. When we do our review podcast of the year, I'm excited to talk about that because that is something that he has definitely done in my mind, and he has earned it.
In bounds.
Yes. At the beginning of the year, I didn't expect the Eagles to be 14-3. I said 10-6 or something like that. 10-7. So, are the Eagles going to beat the 49ers? Yes, they're going to beat them. If you've watched the simulation yet, the simulation was quite a game to watch, to be honest with you. The first half, all Eagles. They had, I think, 2 interceptions in the first half. They were up 24-0, I think, in the first half. The game ended, and the Eagles win 38-24. There was a total of 9 turnovers in the game. Yeah, 9. 9 turnovers. That's a lot of turnovers. Brock Purdy threw a couple interceptions. Jalen Hurts threw a couple interceptions.
He won't.
I don't think he'll throw any interceptions. He's been very good with protecting the ball. So, yeah, I'm going to do a 38-24 victory heading to the Super Bowl. Who do I want to see in the Super Bowl? I want to see the Bengals in the Super Bowl. Miguel, where do you want to see the Bengals as well?
I want to see the Bengals.
Yeah. What about you, Mark?
Yep.
I would be happy to face either team. I would like to see us beat Andy Reid. I understand how the city of Philadelphia respects that man, deservedly so. But I think it's nice to put a little chip over top, like, see, we weren't done. Granted, we were the ones that let go of you, but still, we weren't done. But I was talking to Miguel earlier. I don't think there's a question. I don't think the Bengals are here to lose. I'm telling you, earlier tonight I mentioned there's one team in the NFL I think that can go toe-to-toe with us right now, and this literally hurts my soul to say. It is the Bengals. Yeah. Okay? It is the Cincinnati, can't get a football team right for almost 2 decades, Bengals, who are I mean, you think about it. My brain's terrible. AJ Green, entire career.
Yeah. Well, they went to the Cardinals.
Okay, that doesn't count.
And dropped off the face of the earth as he did that.
Exactly. That's what happens to some of these older players. I'm gonna go play somewhere else now that I'm 40. Okay, bud. That's why Calvin Johnson didn't go somewhere else. He could have. He could easily still have a few more years in him, but he was I'm not doing this.
Yeah,
smart man. But I'm saying, a week and a half ago, the NFL started selling tickets for a game between the Bills and Chiefs in Atlanta. And Cincinnati didn't take too kindly to that. I've been critical of SEC quarterbacks, as you guys know. I still overall don't think the SEC produces quarterbacks. However, Jalen Hurts is a sub-product of that. Granted, I think Oklahoma did him wonders.
Yeah. Lincoln Riley.
Joe Burrow, on the other hand, is maybe he's, that one pin, that one nice, flower in the bush. He still has, some weak spots, but who doesn't?
Right.
He's playing probably. Granted, I think underrated. Like, this is odd to say, but I honestly think Jamar Chase is underrated. That man is unreal. He makes plays that you shouldn't be able to make if you're a human. So, yeah, that's I think it's Eagles. I think it's Bengals. I'm already excited for that week, but I'll give it a week and a half since we got the win coming up, and then we got the Pro Bowl flag football game, which I'm going to say Team Peyton's going to win that one. Even though, because there's no Eagles to be part of it, but whatever. I think it's Birds versus Tigers, and I hope for all shits and giggles, I really want the Bengals to wear their white uniforms, and I want us to wear our black ones.
Oh,
that would just be wow. It'd be so nice.
It would be.
That would be.
I mean, the Eagles have worn
TV pretty nice though.
It would. Yeah. Eagles have worn their black uniforms quite often this year too.
Like 5 times, right?
Yeah.
Has it been that many?
Yeah.
I don't know, 4 or 5.
4 or 5 times.
More than most. But yeah, it's just I'm just saying that would be a really NFL. That's the color combo you want to go for. Just saying.
Yeah, that'd be kind of sweet. I would love to see the white. I would love to see the Bengals white, but because it's not it's their alternate, like their alternate. I don't think we will see the white because they need to know that the product is the orange Bengal, not the white one. That's just the
no. You need to have that white one.
They got the little logo on the sleeve that's orange. It'll be all right.
I'm telling you what the NFL is leaning towards. That's why we'll see the Eagles.
Yeah, but if you're the Bengals ownership, do you want to lose in your true colors, or if you're going to lose in the alternates, right?
Right.
We'll win in our true colors. Black's one of our true colors.
Yeah. So. There we go. We got Bengals all around, and then we will preview that Super Bowl matchup after NFC Championship game. I think that'll do it for us. I think we are excited for this game. I can't wait. It's already, we're filming this on a Wednesday, and can't wait for Sunday. Got to get
Feels
through
like
this
the
week.
longest week ever.
Oh, this
Right?
week's gonna suck so long.
Right.
And then, of course, after the game ends, it'll just be Monday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yes.
love and
Monday.
hate football.
Yes. So if you want to follow us on Instagram, we are growing there immensely, and we want to thank all the listeners and followers who already have logged on there. Follow us on Instagram at Squawking Eagles Podcast, and then come on over to our YouTube channel, where we are also posting simulations of the games prior to the actual game, which are a lot of fun. I'm enjoying watching those. And then you can find us at Squawking Eagles Podcast on YouTube. I think that'll do it.
And TikTok.
I'm Mike.
And TikTok.
Oh yeah, TikTok. TikTok too. Find us on TikTok. That'll do it for us. I'm Mike. That's Miguel. Mark. Boys, thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the
Go
game.
Birds.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
EAGLES.
Eagles!